Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Dram Show with me, Chris Goodrum. Right, this afternoon I thought it's time we take a look at some more rum. I know there's quite a lot of you out there that enjoy your rum, so I thought it was about time we had a look at some more rum. And well, I mean, it was basically down to the fact that the couple of reps came in quite a while ago now, in actual fact, and dropped some samples off. So I've got two from two different producers. I've got a couple from the Elements 8 brand, which I think I've talked about in the past. And the interesting thing with Elements 8 is that I forget the name of the distillery it's sourced from now, but that particular distillery has the three different types of stills, the two pot and the one continuous, and the complexity is obviously gained from the use of spirit that's been distilled in these three different types of still. And I'd sort of tasted the, as you know, the Criollo cacao bottling that they did, and thought, really interesting, really nice. So I've got two more bottlings of theirs to try, and I thought that would be quite interesting to look at these two, which I've not had the opportunity to taste before, and they are from the Varela Hermanos company, which is apparently the largest cane spirits producer in the whole of Panama, and they run the Don Jose distillery, which I've tasted stuff from there before. Apparently Varela Hermanos have 1,000 hectares of sugarcane, so pretty damn big, and they make spirit distilled from both sugarcane and molasses. So basically they produce both the molasses style and the agricole style. So it will be interesting to see what these two are indeed like. So right, I guess that's enough of that really. So let's crack on and have a look at the range I'll be tasting this afternoon. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this afternoon's little lineup. Well, first we've got two, like I was saying, from Elements 8. This is the platinum, or the white. Obviously it's unaged and bottled at, I forget now, I think 40%, something like that. I was kind of interested really, I suppose, to sort of taste their standard rum bottling after tasting the Criollo cacao and really enjoying that, but unfortunately I didn't get left a sample of that. What I did get left with was a sample of their spiced rum. Now, I'm not the world's greatest fan of spiced rum, it has to be said. As you know, I'm kind of a bit of a purist with my spirits and really don't like them mucked around with too much. But in saying that, I could argue the same with sort of wine finishes and things like that. But as long as the finishing or the spicing or whatever is kind of subtly done, then don't have a problem with it. So anyway, we'll see. And okay, so these two from the Ron Abuelo range that Varela Hermanos produce. This is kind of their entry level, I guess. 7 years old, bottled at 40%. This, however, is a right little gem. This is called the Ron Abuelo Centuria. This was bottled to mark the 100th anniversary of the family-owned estate, and contains spirit that's up to 30 years old, so should be interesting. Incidentally, the 7-year-old is produced from both styles of spirit. It's produced from both the sugarcane juice and molasses, so should have an element of the sort of the rancio that you get from agricoles in that, so that should be quite interesting. The Centenario is purely made from molasses based spirit, and it was aged, like I said, up to 30 years old, from ex-whiskey and ex-bourbon barrels. So kind of quite looking forward to that as something a bit special about old rums. So anyway, let's kick off with the Elements 8. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the Platinum then. Just had a quick check, and it is indeed bottled at 40%, so let's see what the nose gives us on this, shall we? It's full, it's quite fruity, it's got a... It's kind of got a... almost kind of tequila-like character. It's got a sort of really pulped kind of fruit note. Quite full, little floral, little bit of sugar. Actually, that's quite pleasant. I think that's quite a nice. It's very soft. It's very. I wouldn't quite go as far as saying it's commercial. I mean, I have tasted other white rums that, shall we say, are a little bit more not agricultural. That word kind of just sprung to mind. But shall we say a little bit more rough round the edges? This is very polished. It's very, yeah. I can see the appeal of this. It's very soft. Yeah. Palate. That's actually got a nice spiciness on the finish. It's quite rounded, it's full, soft. Again, like I said, very polished. There's a little bit of molasses, a little bit of treacle. Not very much, just a smidge. Again, it's got that sort of pulped fruit kind of character, which is quite interesting, which does kind of, I think, draw a little bit of a comparison with tequila. But it's definitely fuller. Like I say, got a really nice spicy finish in actual fact. So yeah, I mean, I think that shows that sort of, you know, the quality of the spirit, as we know from tasting the Criollo, is pretty good. So yeah, nice starter. Right, on to the Elements 8 spiced. Now, doing some reading about this, and this is apparently what do they call them? Premium level or something like that, which is quite absurd because I always thought premium was uber expensive, but this isn't particularly expensive. So why they call it premium level, I have no idea. I guess they're alluding to quality and all that kind of stuff. So they're trying to set it apart from the stuff like Sailor Jerry and all the other sort of, you know, run-of-the-mill spiced stuff. So anyway, let's see what the nose gives us. Yeah, it's spiced all right, and that's pretty much it. Cinnamon, a little bit of red pepper. I don't get any rum at all. It's all just spices really. It's just like, this is not really my thing whatsoever. I mean, you know, it's got a sweet, very sweet in actual fact. Rounded kind of character. I really am struggling to kind of like pick up some rum notes, but it's kind of there in the background. But yeah, it's all about these sort of, you know, spices, black pepper, cinnamon, probably a bit of ginger as well. Yeah, it is what it is. Palate. Oh my god, that's sweet. Tastes like cola. Yeah. No. Don't like that one little bit whatsoever. No real rum flavour. Really commercial. Really sweet, sickly, spicy. Oh no, 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 no. Won't be stocking this, funnily enough. Right, next I think. Right, okay, so let's look at some proper rum now, shall we? Like I say, this is the Ron Abuelo 7-year-old, made from sugarcane juice and molasses. So let's see what the nose gives us then. It's pleasant. It's relatively simple. It's got some light molasses, treacle, a little bit of an agricole rancio. I get the feeling there's, again, some of this has probably matured in ex-whiskey casks because it's got a kind of lightness to it. It's not a big, fat, heavy rum. It's quite elegant. A little bit of toasted nuts, a little bit of agricole. It's all very pleasant. I don't mean that in a perjury. God dear me. I don't mean that in the wrong way, shall we say? Oh dear. Oh, that spiced rum really has got to my tonsils. Yeah, I mean it's nice. I mean it's straightforward. It kind of does what it says on the tin. I think it's probably, you know, like I say, a nice entry level. I dare say people would probably use it as a mixer, but I think it's probably a little bit too good for that personally. But about light, elegant, nutty. Again, a bit simple. Does kind of start off with a more treacly, molassy fruit, and then some of that sort of herbal, agricole, medicinal notes kind of come through on the finish. Nice bit of iodine now on the finish. Seems to be more. The complexity seems to come more towards the end, towards the finish of the palate, which, you know, it's not a bad thing. Again, it's all right. It's fairly straightforward. It's a good sort of entry level rum. Absolutely nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Right, some real rum now. Like I was saying, this is the Centuria. Spirits of up to 30 years old. So look forward to this. Oh, that's nice. That is exceptionally good. It's big, juicy, molasses, treacle, nuts, big chunk of silky, spicy vanilla, quite creamy. Nicely herbal on the edges. It's kind of not agricole because, like I was saying, this is all molasses based, but it's got a herbal quality to it. There's some lovely edgy American oak. Gives it some, you know, some of those vanilla spices. The bit of chocolate. God, that's stunning. Absolutely stunning. I mean, it is just so balanced. Big toffee. But it retains a lightness, and I think that's one of the obviously skills of the blender, in that using a little bit of sort of younger spirit is kind of, you know, keeping it, you know, from being sort of too old and too woody. That is absolutely stunning. Getting a little bit smoky now. I think this would go really nicely with a cigar, but I'm not allowed to smoke up here. Yeah, some lovely American oak. Really clean. That is smooth, very, very smooth. Again, lots and lots of treacle, toffee, dark vanilla, spice, little herbal note, chocolate, quite woody on the middle, a little bit of wood tannin, but it's all that kind of lovely treacle, molassy notes are sort of wrapping it up and sort of coating it. And so yes, you can taste a little bit of chocolatey tannins, but it certainly doesn't dry out. Nice citrus, sort of almost acidity to it, which kind of like, again, balances. It does end a little bit sweet, but that is fantastic stuff. Really lovely balanced, plenty of maturity, some wood notes. I like that a lot. That's good. Right, okay, so let's sum this little tasting up. Before I do, hopefully you'll have noticed that the volume is a little bit louder than it has been. One has a new microphone. Yay, I hear you all going. So hopefully I won't get any more messages saying, I can't hear ya. Right, so anyway, that's that bit out of the way. Elements 8, right? Well, you know, I like the white. I thought that was actually quite pleasant. Like I said, it's purely natural. They don't remove the colour, unlike some of the other white rums that I've come across, which tend to be wood aged to give them a bit of sort of creamy vanilla and that kind of character, and then they strip out the colour. This apparently, as what I'm led to believe, is completely natural, and it's lovely. It's nice, soft, quite fleshy. Yeah, a nice, pleasant white rum. A spiced rum. I must admit, I was not expecting great things from it at all, and frankly, horrible, really. Yeah, not in a nasty kind of way, but because it's one of those sort of spirits. You either love them or you hate them, and I just hate them. Full stop. I think they're an absolute abomination. Why do you want to ruin good rum by just chucking all these horrible bloody spices in? They just kind of like, you know, obliterate the rum. I don't know. You know, it's bloody clubbers, isn't it? It's people that go on about bloody solar jerry and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? You know, it's like, please, just drink some decent rum for God's sake. Anyway, so yeah, we'll forget about that one. On to the two Ron Abuelos. 7-year-old, yeah, it was nice. Like I said, it's an entry level rum. It's not particularly complex. It's nicely balanced. It's got sort of like, you know, like I say, it's got a nice kind of combination of molasses and agricole notes. It's sort of, you know, reminds me of a simpler version, I suppose, of the Ron Scapa. The Ron Scapa is stunning, absolutely stunning. But you know, fair play. I mean, like I said, it's 7 years old. It kind of is what it is. It's entry level. It's nice. Yeah. End of, I guess. The Centuria, well, absolutely stunning. Yeah, this is class rum. I mean, yeah, it ain't going to be cheap. I mean, I don't know what the retail price of it is. I probably should have looked before I did the video, but there you go. You know, how many bottles? 3. Oh, they did about 3,000 bottles, so it's going to be pretty damn pricey. And well, you know, if you can track a bottle down and you're really into your rums, then you know, definitely worth having a look at. Like I said, nice balance to it. The sort of big, juicy molasses, dried fruits, and all that kind of stuff was quite there. Bit of a sort of a little bit of citrus kind of balance, which I thought was quite pleasant. Some lovely sort of American oak. Yeah, all round an absolutely stunning bottle. So yeah, I think this has been a really interesting tasting. So guess there's not an awful lot left to say apart from hope you enjoyed the show and probably heard it a little bit louder. Anyway, good afternoon and good round.